Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful people. How are you all doing today? So my name is Francine, and I'm here with my channel, the Oversoul Archives, where I felt drawn to do a pick a card for you guys today. This pick a card is going to be similar or akin to a previous pick a card that I did about the person on your mind. But this time, what's distinct about this one is it's going to be about your platonic relationships. So any relationship in your life, this could be a family member, this could be a friend, this could be a cousin, I already said family member, but people in your life that are not you're not in a romantic partnership with. This can also even include the people that you may have had a relationship with that was romantic or sexual in nature in the past. So I'm actually opening up the floor to see what platonic relationships you're thinking about and what information you can glean from this reading. So I'm going to be tapping into one, what is the archetype of you in the situation, or at least quote unquote you, and then we're going to look at the archetype for them, quote unquote, because the situations could be flipped. You could be them and they could be in the you position of this reading. So please see where you fit into the story and whether it aligns with the reading. I'm going to be tapping into the archetype, as I mentioned earlier, and then the situation between you two using some oracle cards, and then I'm going to tap into the card that you choose when you, at least the tarot card that you choose when you pick your pile, and also extra messages, love messages as well, because love is everywhere. It's all around you. It's within you. So there's going to be some love messages that are dedicated to the connection itself and the advice going forward. So I hope you're down for the ride. I hope you're excited for this reading as I am, and that a lot of clarity comes through this reading. So we're going to be having 4 piles. I'm going to be showing you the 4 piles on your screen. Please choose which pile feels and is drawing you in immediately. Please take your time and pause so that you can kind of sit in the energy, sit and think about what it is that you want to know about the person on your mind. And we will begin once you're ready. So I look forward to seeing what comes through for you guys. So those of you that picked pile 1, thank you so much for being here with me. Let's tap into the energy of the person on your mind and the situation at hand. So to begin, I wanted to share what I've already written out because I like to channel my messages and write them out as soon as I can, and also add my own additional messages as I go about this reading. So you're going to be getting 2 times the amount of readings or information here. So let's start off with what I wrote for you guys, and then we're going to tap into the rest. Pile number 1. You got the healer archetype here. So the healer archetype, first and foremost, says that this person has a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. You have an ability, or this person would have the ability to help transform pain into healing. The shadow attribute for this is taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. So with this archetype, the person on the side you, the person on the left here on this side of the reading, you serve this person, the other person involved, by helping them repair their body, mind, and soul. Keep in mind that I'm aware that the person themselves has to be willing, a willing participant, in order to actually heal or address anything. But I feel as though this person on the left has served the person a lot by helping them, by encouraging them, by uplifting them. And this has produced a lot of healing for them because they have taken that and opened up to that perspective, is what I'm hearing about themselves. This person, the healer archetype, this healer tends to present the other party with this hope and this outlook on life that has opened them up, that allows them to see, maybe I can actually heal this, maybe I can address this, maybe I can do something about this, maybe I'm not powerless. There's something about the healer in their life. Now, this person may have helped the other through depression, chronic pain, and heartbreak in some form. So there's pain coming through for this. even if you yourself or whoever is listening to this video, even if you don't consider yourself to be the healer archetype, I feel as though someone here acknowledges that we all go through some semblance of pain. This person is just really good at coming and showing up for other people outside of themselves and helping them, nursing them back to health and such. So this person's accustomed to getting to giving help to others, and even found some form of purpose in that, and use this as an excuse to not heal themselves or to prioritize themselves over this person. So this healer archetype, it seems like there's like a mixture of light and shadow with you guys. When I asked my spirit team about you, or about the person on the left that represents quote unquote you, I asked for shadow and light. So I asked, please allow the card to go upside down if it's specifically just the shadow. Please help me to discern when it's upright if it's both, or just light. Do you guys follow me? So I did that, and I got that. I feel like there's a sense of both in you or in this person. So a tendency of giving and overgiving is significant for this person's side. You may have found yourself, those of you that are watching, putting your needs last. If you resonate with this side, this person feels younger than the other person. So the other person is likely older than you. Now, I want to move on to the next archetype. The next archetype was the servant archetype. The servant is known as, in the light, having a delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. The shadow attribute is using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. So the servant archetype, serve the other person with a free and loving heart. This could be a parent, because I'm getting a parent vibe, that cater to your needs and willingly agree to helping you in some capacity. Perhaps even using this role, whomever they are, as an excuse not to move forward in life and to achieve their own personal goals and desires. So this person feels like they are where you could be in 10 to 20 years if you're not addressing the healing process and focusing on you, prioritizing you, putting yourself first for once. So there's something about a karmic contract that isn't or hasn't been addressed with the servant archetype, with this person who has been accustomed to putting themselves last as well, but it's almost a progressed form of the healer archetype. Does that make sense? So we have two people that tend to give. One tends to blame and or say that there's use this situation as an excuse and saying, I don't need to do anything else. I shouldn't, or I can't do anything else because someone else needs me. It's like that energy, but it's kind of multiplied for the servant archetype. Okay? Because now you're not just a healer. Now you're almost subservient to another person. Do you see what I'm saying? And subservient could be a positive or negative thing, but in this case, it's feeling more of the shadow attribute of that. Okay, so the cards that came through for the scenario between these two people was 23, courthouse, number 6, mature woman, and 25, high honor. When you break down each of these three cards, it's 5, 6, 7. There's something about sequential order, something happening as it should. Don't feel bad if you are in a position where you're seeing this happen or play out, because it's happening as it should be. It feels like it's a very fated and pivotal moment for you and this person, because I feel like you had to go through something specifically each and every step for a purpose. There's purpose in all of this is what I'm getting. So with that, I feel like these numbers also indicate a karmic cycle repeating itself in you from this person somehow. So there's feminine energies coming through for both sides. Both sides have their own part to play in the situation and are capable of ending a generational cycle that has been pervasive within your line. So I want you guys to kind of look into how the dynamic is typically with this person. I'm sure you guys have thought about it prior to coming into this reading, but there's something about the importance of recognizing the signs, and also signal. I feel like you guys are ready to step out and to do something different and to act differently, to heal, to address some aspect of karma between the two of you, because I feel like this person may mirror you in some aspects, and that's why these two cards seem so similar. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to pause here to get the book for the shamanic healing deck. I want to read that card that came through for you, number 29, changes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. Number 29, changes. Like ripples from the smallest drop of water in a pond, the smallest of changes in one's life can bring about the greatest rewards. Think about changes you can make in your life. These do not have to be grand, sweeping changes. Judicious, small changes can add up to life changes after time. Think about small changes you can make now that will add to your quality of life. Clean out clutter. Commit to walking every night after dinner. Cut out processed food from your life. Alternately, big changes are coming your way. The way you see your relationship with this person that you're inquiring about, if this is resonating for you so far, I feel like I almost said, hear me out. There's something about you needing to recognize that this person's in your life to assist you in making small changes, incremental changes that are major in the long term. So with them giving you the example about cutting out cleaning up clutter and cutting out processed foods. There's something about what you take in, what you're ingesting and taking in, perhaps with this person, that's being addressed here, and of recognizing the need to take steps in the right direction, and the right direction meaning the direction that's more beneficial for your soul, taking those small steps, because there may be some feelings of resonating with this person in some capacity to where you hold on to the past, but there's something about there being an enriching future coming in for you, and a need for someone to take this small step towards doing something that assists you on a soul level rather than what you're accustomed to. I don't know if this is about maybe even talking, like for instance, gossiping, like one person could talk about certain things that you don't want to talk about anymore, that you don't resonate with. These are just examples. There could be something they do that is consistently affecting your diet, for instance, going to certain places that aren't feeling good to you energetically. This could be going to Walmart and like this person just drags you along for some reason, and like there's this energy where you're not being or feeling heard or respected, or something about you needing to take the steps necessary in when you go to Walmart, having a crystal with you, or having the energy to open up to new people, to smile, to walk around, and to feel free or to feel comfortable, and to feel even when things are around you seem to be chaotic. There's something about your inner peace, inner joy, inner your own process through life that needs to be addressed or written down or planned out in some capacity. Don't feel like you have to control every aspect of your life, but there's something about you taking steps towards what you know is meant for you, what's balanced for you, regardless of this person and what they're doing specifically, because you ultimately are an example to everyone, and you don't have to do what other people want you to do. You just have to do what's right for you, and naturally those things are going to stand out. There's something about when you do things that are inherently just beneficial to your body, to your mind, when you're spending more time maybe reading a book, or spending more time learning something new, exercising your gifts, when you draw, when you paint, like something about that really brings people to a place of like, wow, how do you do that? And what can I do to start? How can I see if I'm a good fit for this or that? And they kind of get to open up and get their toes wet in a sense with you expressing your gifts and your abilities and your passions and what makes you happy. There's something about someone needing to do that here between the two of you, and I feel like you guys have poured into each other enough to the point where now someone needs to look towards what fulfills them on the inside. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. The Five of Cups came out, as you guys can see likely in the video, for the card you chose. That's inner sadness, disappointment, loss. Okay, that's regret. That's like a more low a feeling like down and out. And there's something about you feeling like you missed out on 3 opportunities, or you missed out on certain social gatherings or clubs, or doing something that you wanted to do maybe in the past. There's something about maybe nostalgia and feeling like you're not in a place that you want to be in, or that you feel like you're missing out. That's significant here. I'm hearing choked up, so I don't know if someone's feeling choked up about that information, but I hear you. I hear you, and I get that. I understand this. So there may be like a specific relationship that you clung to in a moment of sadness and in a moment of chaos as well. There might be a lot going on, and therefore you two clung to each other, or in some way are, in a sense, surviving from something that you've experienced. And that's kind of like a trauma bond in a sense. So it's not to say that's all that this relationship is, but that might be a part of it. And I'm hearing ecstasy, so I don't know if drug use is involved, but I'm feeling like you guys really hit it off, or there was a connection, or there's something about you having some allegiance to one another that's coming through. Your spirit team is saying your advice is healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. So, you beautiful souls, I feel like you need to allow yourself to encamp light, for light to encamp around you, to imagine you and this person surrounded by it, and to feel that everything is going to be okay, and you both are going to be addressed. All of your wants, desires, wishes are going to be addressed, but you need to take a step in healing and do it for you, and you will see the increase. So I feel like that's naturally where I should stop. I feel like this was a very straight to the point and blunt message. I hope it helped you. Please let me know if you are on one or the other side, how this resonates. Whatever you feel comfortable with would be amazing. I would love to hear it. But as for now, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to move on to the next pile. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this energy exchange, because I always do. I love reaching out and speaking about topics like this with others. So I hope to see you guys soon, and you take care. Bye. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Pile 2. How are you all doing today? So I am continuing on from Pile 1, and I feel like there is kind of a flow and a way about this reading that has kind of come along from Pile 1. So it might be straight to the point and blunt. I hope you are okay with that. I tend to be just really blunt nowadays, and I feel like it's not needed for me to go into to go too long into this reading. I feel like it's going to be a little short. So I hope you are okay with that. Now for pile 2, I also have something written out for you prior. So I'm going to state what I have written down, and if anything else comes up, I will tell you. I just heard French, so something about French, or maybe learning that in school being significant to this reading somehow. I'm just feeling like a sense of someone either liking the language, knowing the language, or having an experience with someone that speaks that language. But we have child magical for the person on the left. This is going to be characterized, or this is going to be you, quote unquote. So see how this fits. As always, you may reverse it if you feel like you resonate more with the right or with them. So we will see how this all comes together. But the child magical on the left says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. That is the light attribute. And then the shadow attribute is pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Okay, so with this, what I wrote here was, this person seems to feel carefree and spontaneous. I feel like I'm getting more of a feminine energy for this person, and please keep in mind this could just be the energy that you're currently in, or the energy that you were in when you met this person. So someone is operating in more of their feminine at this time, but I feel like this person is going through a difficult time. There's something about you experiencing this person, whoever it is, experiencing some pessimism with their desires for a way of life that doesn't leave you feeling caged or restricted. I feel like you're a free spirit. I feel like you get really frustrated with the idea. The person on the left gets frustrated with the idea of being stuck or tied down by something that society has infringed upon their rights with, or like that they feel it's an infringement of their rights. Keep in mind, you have free will to decide to not align with those things, but there's something about feeling that you were dealt a hand and that you don't feel like it aligns with who you are, what other people are wanting to do and be in this life. And so there's this energy of pessimism about the world at large, and that might even be affecting your ability to create, because you feel like you want to be spontaneous, right? You want to be carefree, you want to get things done in your own unique way, but you feel like you're always encountering roadblocks, or you feel like you have to do something a certain way in order to appeal to the masses. So I'm getting that vibe and I'm feeling it as I'm saying it. Can you guys tell? I mean, I don't know. I just felt I get it. I get this card. There's something about this person really aligning with the card that you chose. So the card that you chose was the Five of Wands. You likely will see that somewhere on the right of the spread there. Five of Wands is usually the energy of challenges, of feeling like you need, when multiple people are at odds in some way, it doesn't always have to be a full out conflict or a full out battle, but there's something about sharpening one another through different ways of seeing things, different ways of acting on something, different ways of of forming the base for a structure, as you can see. So we have five people in this thing, and I feel like there could be five building blocks is what I'm hearing for something that you want to create. I don't know if there's five people that need to be involved, so four people in addition to you or this person, but there's something about building blocks being significant and it being a little tricky in the beginning to get something laid out for you. So please tell me how that resonates, but I'm going to keep on going here. I feel like this person is more of a free spirit, as I said, and you know what you want and what you possess, but you may not be seeing the fruit of your labors that you would want to see. Immediately, I saw the Queen of Swords, so I feel like you are direct. Whoever this person is quite direct in structure of their creations, a structure of what they want to do, even if it looks crazy as hell to someone else, or looks a little bit off or like difficult or hard to follow. Something about that is significant. You still have a way where you are sharp in executing what you see, like your vision. So something about that is significant. Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups now is coming to my mind. So you could be an air sign or a water sign. That's significant. You could have a connection to fairies, and there's something about other incarnations as fairies, being something coming up here. So many messages for you guys. Wow, amethyst would be really helpful for you guys. I feel like you already have amethyst too. And I'm hearing Goldilocks. I don't know if that's a story that you grew up hearing and that you liked particularly. I'm hearing gold bloom. I'm also seeing like these beautiful little like dandelion formed, these dandelions in the garden behind this person. So I feel like you love being outside in nature. I think you love plants or flowers. I'm just getting a really sweet energy too with this and with this one, but then I heard sensuous, so it's like sensuous and sweet at the same time, which is cool. I'm just getting like just a starry-eyed, bushy-tailed person. I feel like at the like on your, even if you don't seem that way now, that's your inner child speaking to me for someone. So, anyways, that is the you section, right? And then we have them. For them, we have the advocate, which is in the light, inspires you to put compassion into action. And in the shadow attribute, it is embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So, already this reading is feeling longer than the others. This person on the right feels like a masculine, regardless of gender here, as I said earlier. It's about this person being compassionate and supportive of certain things. They may be more inclined towards doing what it takes to make their money grow. So they might be a little bit more strategic, but not in the way where they're keeping all of what they're what is it, their ethics intact. There might be this thing where they're really good at competitive energies, or like competing with people and doing what they can to get ahead. That's significant. There may be a challenging, this person on the right might be a challenging person in the child magical's life. They might have had differing beliefs that really left child magical feeling defensive and ungrounded. Meditation was a must with this person, I feel like, or it is a must, because I feel like the advocate doesn't quite have as much of a spiritual energy coming through. It's more of a like maybe humanitarian, but not like deeply connected to the people they assist. It seems more like acknowledging the needs and seeing the output and what could be taken out of a situation. So it's a very strategic energy. And I almost get the vibe like this person's like, what could it hurt if I do that? Like, it's only going to help people and I make money. Like, isn't that great? I don't know. I get that vibe with the advocate here, and that's not a bad thing. It's just more so cerebral. Cerebral is significant here. So your spirit team was telling me, as I was tapping into the energies, that they are telling you, please, if you are resonating with the child magical, please don't rush into a contract with this person, with the advocate, whatever that may be. They may be doing this for their own personal gain. So there's some like ulterior motives that I would be wary of. I feel like there's something here about that. You had poverty, number 37, number 12, privileged lady, and number 1, main male. So I feel as though there may have been an energy where you felt left out or abandoned in some regards, or there is something about going from rags to riches. I don't know if you have a major story in your life where you went from rags to riches, where you started off poor or started off with not very much, and then you made that grow and you're doing fairly well. You want to do more, you want to do bigger things, but you feel like there's some kind of like resistance with regards to the world and the way the world works. And I feel like this main male also could be helping in some capacity with that. I don't know if this main male is someone that is like a father figure to you, or like a friend that's older, a male perhaps, but it's a masculine for sure that I'm getting for the advocate. Someone that wants to make you more money. This could even be like a publicist or something like that if someone here is a celebrity. So there's something about this where the person on the left should be wary of the person on the right, rather than in reverse here. There's something about differing opinions on how to do something. Yeah, it could be on an initiative that you guys want to do together. This could be just, if we're thinking like family and friends, it could be someone that wants to support you, that has supported you financially or emotionally or in some capacity. But like, I feel like they're not really digging something that you want to do if you're the child magical. And if you're the advocate, there's something about the other party having maybe more of an idealistic perspective and them not wanting to change certain things or to compromise on certain things. So you guys are kind of at like an impasse. But there's something about you both needing to see that you both are free. That a part of love is expecting the person to shift and to transform before your very eyes. And it's about having that integral respect and dedication and love for someone that doesn't shift because they are expressing interest in something that you didn't find interesting or you didn't like. Sometimes people do naturally start to separate from one another, but sometimes it doesn't have to be like a hurtful experience to see that someone's walking in a certain direction that offers them more joy, more peace, more alignment with themselves, than what you feel on inside for that thing. You know, your spirit team is really trying to say that there's a need for grounding, regardless of who you are in the situation. Put down your sticks. Please walk away and sit in some grass. Allow yourself to ground with nature. Allow yourself to think clearly and to not try to impress upon anyone else a decision or an action that they're not prepared to encounter or to do or are even interested in doing. There's something about that being blunt here. Now, I want to look at your card for grounding to give you a better picture of what your spirit team is saying here. So, for number 36, reducing to 9, there's something about you guys reaching a completion very soon with something. As humans, our bodies are of the earth. It is a natural inclination when we experience uncomfortable emotions or energy to ground it out, quote unquote, much in the same way or much in the way a ground wire works with electrical current. However, with so much in our modern lives that causes us to be disconnected from Creator, we tend to gravitate towards false grounding, quote unquote. Overeating, smoking, drinking, and recreational drugs are common ways some try to ground. These items are of the earth, but they are not the earth. This is not a true grounding, and as such, it cannot sustain. It doesn't last. What ends up happening is that, as with most experiences that are false, we need more and more to achieve the same result. To truly ground and connect to both the earth and the Creator, practice consciously connecting your energy to the earth. You should not be getting your energy outside yourself, but directly from the divine. This is achieved through meditation, energy work, and mindfulness. Find a way that works for you and practice it. By drawing this card, you are being asked to look at areas in your life where you may be employing false grounding as a coping mechanism. Okay, so false grounding techniques that we mentioned were smoking certain substances, overeating, over drinking, kind of putting your dependence on something or someone else is significant here, to where now you guys feel, I'm feeling the energy, I'm going to say you guys, those that are feeling like they resonate so far are feeling like they expected this person to be with them much longer or to align with them much longer because they've been working together for so long, but there's something about differing ideals and belief systems here. The numbers that came through, in addition to the 5 with the 5 of Wands, is the number 37 reducing to 1, 12 reducing to 3, and 1 reducing to 1. So we have 1 on either end. There's something new coming in. There's something new happening within both of you, and it's in different ways. One person may go to serving the community in a very selfless and giving way that requires them to be more in touch with the community, and that might mean downsizing on a home, doing something that may be risky, traveling the world, something that may cost a lot of money, and the other person may be standing there wondering, can't they see that I want to help them? Can't they see that I want to do something for them? Can't they see that they don't have to go through that? I'm here. There's that dynamic between the two of you, for some of you, and then also the other person is seeming like they're feeling like they're on top of their game. They started a new job. They started something new. They're like really. The main male gives me the vibe of someone who is like really going for it, like they're really focused and driven on their goals. And I feel like this privileged lady in between is just needing to decide. So I don't know who that privileged lady is. I did mention that the child magical is more feminine, so it could be the privileged lady needing to choose what to do, to live without or to go without this person and to move into a new cycle, or to stick with this person and have and butt heads in some way. That's significant for someone here. So please see how it resonates. But we have the 3 cards that came through, the 3 love messages are freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. There needs to be freedom, and you know what you need to do. That's what you need to act on, regardless of who comes with you. We also have only time will tell. Yes, only time will tell what decisions the other party will make. That is on them. That is their decision. That is their right. We also have wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Something is naturally happening, and you're going in order. You guys are doing what you're supposed to do. I feel like you guys are reflecting each other, much like pile 1, but in a different way. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes a lot of sense, or that it resonates for you. Please like if you enjoyed this energy exchange. Please share. Please visit my website if you'd like to get a personal reading, to get more information on your situation. Please subscribe so that we can get more energy from you specifically for these readings, so that I can tap into what your spirit team is trying to tell you if you're meant to stay. If you're not, thank you so much for taking the time for this reading, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Pile 3. How are you all doing today? How are you lovely beings doing? So, I want to truly apologize if you do notice some of the piles, if you've come from other piles, are longer than others. This is not intentional. This is definitely just the way things are happening today. And I feel like I'm just going to flow through it. But know that all of these readings are intentional the way that they are for a reason, for us to see, I think, the information in a new light. If it needs to be longer, it will be. If it needs to be expressed in a different way multiple times, it likely will be longer. But if it is short, please do not think that this reading is not, the time wasn't spent on it, that I was busy. I am actually able to do all of them one by one, and I'm really happy about that. So I'm just giving you a disclaimer. If you notice one shorter than the other, it wasn't due to time constraints. It literally was channeled in that way. So likely you have seen another pile, and that's why I'm saying all of this to you. It's 3:33 on the clock right now, so pile 3, this is meant to be. We have for you guys, for the messages, I have it written down, so I'm going to be sharing what I've written down, channeled for you guys, and then if anything else comes up for the reading, I will mention that as well. So, let's see. There's so much to say to you. So this pile feels interesting and peculiar is what I heard. So for you, quote unquote, for the person on the left, we have the angel. This person, in their light attribute, helps those in need with no expectation in return. In the shadow, this person acts falsely, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay, there's the falsely. So, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others and falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. I tripped up with the ending, and I think that's significant. Someone's acting falsely in this situation, and this is not to point fingers, to be like accusatory in some senses, but I'm feeling as though the shadow energy is coming through for this angel more than the light attribute. So if you're dealing with someone, or you feel as though you felt like you needed to be a certain way or act a certain way for another person, that's significant. If you felt like you couldn't quite be yourself with this person, you had to mislead them in some way, that's significant. If you feel like you have to be like this ascended and great person in your sphere or in your group, because everyone's spiritual, something about that is significant. So someone here might feel like they need to always I'm hearing accusatory multiple times. So I don't know if it feels like they're walking on eggshells with a person. This is a side message, okay? Someone here might feel like they're walking on eggshells with their spiritual community, because they feel like the people in it are so conditional in their love or in their expression of love, that it's not even healthy. Like, it's one thing to have boundaries, right? To say, I'm not going to be in a certain energy or vibration consistently with certain things, but there's a difference between that and like judging completely the person and diminishing the person that is in a lower vibration just because you yourself haven't experienced it. So I don't know if someone feels like they've been judged or they've been misled, or they have to mislead others in a group because the people in the group are very conditional, very sharp, cutting, but not in a way where they're trying to see you grow or wanting to see you grow and wanting to see you expand. They're more so trying to diminish something within you, or to make you feel shame, guilt and shame about who you are, what you do, and what you've done in the past. No one should do that, because we all have had a past. We all have a past, and there's something about the need for us to recognize when we're acting in accordance with what I feel like someone here is either comes from a Christian background or something along those lines. It's one thing to recite scripture. I feel like you have a friend. Someone has a friend here that recites scripture or tries to sit on a high horse, when in reality they're having struggles with the scripture, or they're having struggles with the context of the scripture. They don't even know what it means. But it's okay not to know. It's one thing to be prideful, though, and not know. That's like a whole other ballpark. That's when you need to sit down with yourself and think, maybe I should actually like open up to ideas and thoughts about this and actually learn and realize what it is that was being said rather than trying to pretend like I know what this means. Someone here is feeling like really pissed off with a person who's doing that to them, who's not being honest, who's in ego, who's prideful, who won't be honest, who won't be upfront, who won't tell them like I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. That's really important in a friendship. So I'm feeling like this is a friendship. So that's not even related. I don't know. Is this related to the reading? We will see. What I wrote for you guys what I wrote for you guys to begin with was for the angel, this is someone that tends to help others without expectation of the same in return, and someone that's acting angelic or innocent to mislead others. What we said, right? Someone that can get stuck in a God complex that is closely aligned with the proselytization, right? This is to convert or attempt to convert someone from one's religion, beliefs, or opinions. So there's something about a person with a God complex here that is closely aligned with trying to convert people constantly or attempt to convert people from a religion, belief, or opinion, from an initiative or approach. So this person, this angel, is feeling more and more like more and more obscured by projections, and also projections they put on themselves so that people don't judge, but also projecting onto others. And I feel like this is really specific. I don't usually come out the gate accusing someone of something unless this side is really strong, and this side is strong as hell. So we had the star come out. I feel like that's about, usually it can take on a number of meanings, but I feel like the star here is about healing and about trauma and healing within religion. And I feel like this person on the left tends to act like they're just so giving and seeking, like, they don't seek out retribution in any way when they help people, but they truly do. They just get off on the God complex for some reason. So I don't know if that was you and you're open and humble enough to say, yeah, that was me. That's significant. Your spirit team is warning you of pouring your energy, though, into someone or something that is not in alignment or interested in aligning or committing to a path with you. If no one aligns or commits to a path with you around you, are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to try to make it easier and palatable for them to ingest, or are you going to let it be what it is and walk away from a situation? I feel like someone here needs to know when it's time to stop or time to let it go. Like, as far as proselytization, like this is proselytizing yourself to serve other people in order to see them come to the light. Recognize that you cannot force them. You can do way more in just being yourself and of being that light rather than trying to force it, because it will do the opposite, in that it will repel people from you. Trust me, I know this part as well. In my own way, I know exactly what this message on the left is about, or this archetype. Okay, so we have that person, and then on the right, we have two cards. This is going to be interesting. We have the Seeker that came out in reverse. So you know damn well the reverse means the shadow, and then we have the other upright. So there's something about the light and shadow of the next person on the right. I sense that this could be more than one person in your life, collective. So if you're here for one person, your spirit team is trying to say, no, there's 5 other people, there's 6 other people, there's more people that are in a similar vibration and a similar archetype for you in the situation. So be wary of who you seem to attract due to a lack of self-love and prioritization of your own needs. So when we look at the Seeker in reverse, it's inability to commit to a path once found. This is someone who's not really seeking openly for the truth. They're more so seeking what they want to hear. So that's something to take note of. And then we have the Warrior. That's strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. That's heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. That's conquering all the things you don't like about yourself, or addressing the things that you don't like about yourself. This archetype is telling me this person is fighting an inner battle. I feel like this person is caught at a crossroads where they need to choose what principles they're going to align with, whether it's going to be what makes sense or what makes more money or what makes them more popular versus what it is that they truly came into this for. That's significant to someone here. Someone here is addressing an archetype. This person you could be dealing with, I'm hearing mocha. I don't know if they're mocha colored, like they're brown, or if it's mocha, they love mocha products like chocolate. There's something about that, and the colors are significant for this other person. So this person could be a strong person. This person could be from a place with more sunlight. So this could be India. This could be the Mediterranean. This could be Africa. They could be anywhere in the world, because keep in mind, colors are everywhere nowadays, but they may have originated from those regions ancestrally. So I just want to mention that for you guys and see what comes through for you guys next. So a lot of messages for you guys already. So we had 3 cards in the middle. We had number 26, Great Fortune. That reduces to 8. We had Community reducing to 3 because that is 12 plus 12, which is 3. And then we had Family Room at the end, which is 3. So we have 833. But we also have the energy of community. Look at the heart of this message, guys. It feels like it's about your community. Someone may be going through a great transformation, and I'm hearing mass transformation with their community. Someone here may be receiving a lot of insight, a lot of understanding about their situation, and I'm hearing mama. I don't know if this person is a mother figure to you. They may not be your mother. I heard mother incarnate, but they could be a mother in some context for you. Keep in mind, incarnationally, like when it comes to the people in your life, they could have been your mother in another life. That's my perspective. Sometimes the people you meet come in different forms and in different contexts. And then you experience different things with those people. So this person could be a soulmate, or this group of people that you're inquiring about. I'm hearing prejudice. There could be something about prejudice in other lives that you had to experience with them, and you're experiencing some form of prejudice with this person right now. There's a need for healing because you have so much to give. You have so much to do, and I feel like there's something about you needing to know when you've put enough work and energy into certain things, it's not wasted truly, because it was something that intentionally was put out for their good. But again, intentions are not enough. There's something about you needing to know when to place boundaries or to respect boundaries with a person, and to say, okay, I cannot make this person choose, vice versa. They cannot make me choose what I do in my life. So there's a need for there to be an understanding and respect for each side, no matter what, to love and honor and to respect yourself, and to see the fortune within you that cannot be diminished by anyone, nor should it be. Because I feel like no matter where you put your energy, remember, it's still your energy. I like to say this to the collective. You know that the energy you put into that person, the money that you use to buy them things, to get them things, don't regret the things you did in kindness for people, whether it was for kindness itself, or it was to get something from them, or like an expectation of them giving back to you. You still gave to them, and you should honor that you gave and that you were open to giving to someone else, and rescind or return that back to yourself and move forward. You still have the right to take back energetically. I'm not saying go back to their house and take their stuff, but you have the right to take your energy back and know that you are whole, and that you can go and you will take all the pieces of yourself that you feel like you left behind mentally or psychically, and you can take those back one by one. Please do not forget that you are whole. That's important here. I feel like the number 347 is significant to someone here. I also do want to share the message that came through for the shamanic healing to close, because I feel like I've said what I needed to say. Number 41 is the number that reduces to 5. A lot of energy for you guys. I hope this makes sense. It will make sense for who it's meant to, I assume. But we always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or friend put a label on you that you've accepted. These judgments, these self-judgments have no place in a whole healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. That's so true. Your advice from your spirit team for the love message was close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So that is the message that I have for you today. If you'd like to and feel comfortable, please share what you resonated with in this message. Perhaps there are people that are going to resonate with that as well. Don't do anything you don't feel drawn to do. But thank you so much for tuning into this reading. If you got nothing out of it, thank you for the energetic exchange of listening and of allowing this to be in the algorithm for people to hear. Even when you don't get anything out of it, someone else is going to get that message. And I hope that brings you joy. And I hope that brings you a sense of peace in knowing that your time isn't truly wasted. I hope that this resonated, and I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. Doing so will help people see this in the algorithm, as I stated. And also it'll help me attune to your energy so that I can provide more specific messages in the future. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day and you take care. Bye-bye. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Pile 4. Last but not least, how are you all doing today? So my name is Francine, as I mentioned in the intro earlier. I am here to see what is the message that your spirit team has for the person on your mind. This is going to be platonic relationships, but we will see how things progress in this reading and how it pertains to you. I feel like nothing is as simple or as set in stone as it seems, so I'm getting that vibe from this reading already. So I wanted to mention some pre-channeled messages that I received from you guys as I was tapping into your energy, and if anything comes in addition to what I have written down, I will let you know, okay? So I wanted to start off with the card that you chose. One of the cards you chose, at least the tarot card that you chose, was the Tower. So with the Tower, I feel like there's something significant about the Tower because my phone started ringing, and then also 3:54 might be significant as far as the time. Perhaps you will see this at that time. Something about April 9th is also significant. I don't know when this reading will come out, but there may be something significant as well about that time. I'm also hearing the 28th is significant to you guys specifically, so something will happen on the 28th. We will see what that's all about here, but the Tower, something is really, I was going to say something is shaping for you, and that is true. And something comes in, like some disaster or some major upheaval happens, it tends to shape things. You tend to remember those moments. Those are the most big, those are the most pivotal moments, and sometimes the most traumatic, that really take on like they really, I'm hearing promote a perception of what to do in the future and how to operate after this Tower falls. So there's something here about these two people, you and this person, going through a major upheaval and a major and pivotal moment in life, because this is major arcana. This means that this person was meant to be in your life. They had a really major part to play in how things happened, and how I'm hearing young, then blank. So your name, so young, for instance, Elizabeth, if Elizabeth is your name, how young Elizabeth came to be who she is today. I don't know, there's something about that. This person may have been someone you knew from back when you were young, or there's something about young in the energy, right? Childlike energy with this person, playful, sweet energy with this person. This could be young as in your last name is Young. Okay, so I also feel like this is connected to Carl Jung. So please look into Carl Jung if you're interested in his perception or his teachings. I don't really know too much and I don't want to just throw it out unless I have some insights, deeper insights to share with you. But look into that and see how that connects to your situation. Now I'm hearing quest. This has been quite a quest between the two of you. A lot of messages. So let's start off with what I wrote. We have the person on the left. This is going to represent you, quote unquote. Please see how this resonates. As I said in the other piles, you may be in the other section or the archetype on the right instead of the left. So please consider what feels like it resonates best for you. So the person on the left, we have pioneer as their archetype. This is the light in the light attribute. It is passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Interesting. I just heard gravedigger. So there's something about maybe bringing up things that are from the past and being able to set them straight. So this could be like a historian, for instance. I'm getting with the shadow attribute a compulsive need to keep moving on. So there's two sides to every coin, two sides to every story. I just want to make that clear. Somehow that's significant for me to say here. We also have a blank card. I keep these in the deck for a reason because sometimes I scry and sometimes words come up to me as I go. I've never decided to put a word on it on purpose because I didn't want to have to reuse it and wipe it out. Or I didn't want to have to throw them away if I don't agree with the attributes anymore. I feel like I have to say that to someone. I'm getting a lot of messages for you. I'm hearing fascia, Fascia. So I don't know if you have some kind of plantar fasciitis or something with your feet or your mouth. Something about the facial muscles and also the muscles of your feet are significant here. I don't know what that is for this group here, but that's coming through. Okay, we have a lot of things to say, but let's just start with what I wrote. As I said, this tells me here that this group with the pioneer, you're creative and you have a passion for, as it says, right? Thinking outside of the box and having so many things that you want to do and create in any given day. So you may even be procrastinating at this time. The person on the left may be procrastinating at this time as a means of not disappointing yourself by trying something out and not seeing the output or seeing the praise from others or seeing it shine as it should, you know. There's something about, you know, how you have such a eye for something or a desire to see something come alive, but you don't want it to come alive in a really bad or stunted way or a way that's not redeemable or it has the qualifications that you have in your imagination. There's something about that. There is an imbalance between you and this person that we're going to get into on the right as well. I was getting that energy. So, all right, let's see. We have with the person on the right, 3 cards. So with the first person on the left, I didn't have a word for the pioneer. I just got the vibe that this person is so interested in creating new things that they have a blank slate. It's almost like, you know, when you're wiped out, like you're just so overrun by so many ideas that you literally have nothing to say or you don't know how to say it. It's almost like when you try to say a phrase and all of a sudden you just forget what you're saying because you had so many other things to say prior. I'm getting that vibe like you go blank sometimes. There's something about you or the person on the left doing this. So that is why it's blank and that's why we're going to just intuitively see why. But with the person on the right, they just seem to want to have some source of power. Because with the priest on the right, we have facilitates spiritual commitments and serves as a channel of energy, of spiritual energy. And the shadow attribute is violates the trust of your spiritual community and seduced by your own spiritual role. So this person is very powerful in the sense where they have a great way, they could be charismatic, they could be very good at channeling energies. But that doesn't mean that the person consistently is going to be in the energy of serving other people with that information. There is an allotment of time is what my spirit team is saying and my higher self is saying. There is an allotment of time for someone to correct their mistakes or what they're doing. But there is a time and a price to pay when you don't align you profess to say that you align with a certain energy when you don't. It comes back around. You know, we hear this all the time, but they're telling me to make that known to the person on the right, that although you may have a knack for spiritually committing or to accessing certain frequencies, please remember that you don't want to violate the trust of your community by spewing out things that are not coming from a place that is grounded. Something about that. Like, I don't care if you're talking to angels or talking to energies that are more air like, right? Like gods or other energies and entities. Groundedness will never veer you away. Being grounded to your body, your temple, to Mother Earth, it will never ever it will never lead you astray. So someone here needs to remember to remain grounded all the time, as much as you can. It's not to say it's going to be successful, but focus on remaining grounded and focused when you're channeling energies, and know that the earth supports you as the sky and as the air does. There is a connection that you have to your body. Please respect and allow yourself to open up to learning how to respect your body, because we need to learn. We all learn how to do that. We don't just come into this human existence like being perfect and getting what we need for our bodies, or in understanding what our bodies are saying to us. We do rely on community to help us. And I feel like someone here relies on this person on the right for information, for insights into the spiritual realm, that maybe they don't think like this is the people that trust this person, right? They don't think they can access it themselves. That is not correct. But there's something about this person maybe getting like drunk off of that and needing to be careful. This is not to say that you or someone else is doing this now, but you need to be wary of when you get close to this. I feel that really strongly with your reading. Wow. So we have poet. We have turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Be careful with your words. This person needs to be careful with their words, and that's what I just said. Words are how we convey information and insight and intel from the spirit realm. And I feel like something about this side here, this person, needs to be careful, because I feel like they're very charismatic, or they at least draw people in some way energetically, because they are great people. Like, I'm not saying this person's bad. I'm hearing noche or novice. So this person could have been a person of the night, in the sense that they maybe are up at night a lot. They get a lot of messages at night, and that's normal. I get that, the witching hours and all that. I'm just saying something about this person needing to be wary of how they connect, and what they are professing that they know to people, because I feel as though it'll come back to you or to that person. Not that the person or people that listen to this person are going to be lost, quote unquote, but that the information, if it's not founded on something like structured, it will fall. And that tower could be, we could be talking about the tower falling for this person on the right. And you on the left are trying to be your creative self and focus in on your abilities and your on your projects, and you're kind of feeling kind of sad about this situation on the right with this person. Now, that's one thing that's coming through very strongly, so I had to say it first. I'm hearing cuffed, so I don't know if this person is a very charismatic, as I said, prince archetype, someone who has romantic charm, as it states, and potential for power, but also uses power for self-aggrandizement. Guys, when we have a prince, a priest, and a poet, be careful. All right, so whoever needs to hear that needs to know that, and I'm sure you feel that way too. I'm hearing amen to that. So I feel like a number of people are going to be on the left here. You could be a very talented person and have the priest archetype and have the prince, but there's something about the shadow with the poet on the right that I cannot ignore. That means that you're destructive with your words. You're destructive with what you say. And we also have in the middle thoughts with the number 16, 31, bad health, and 30, judication. Something is going to be set. The gavel is going to hit very soon, and the judgment judgment is going to be reached for your situation with this person, because I'm feeling like there was bad health. So I'm getting that this person was causing your mind to race. Keep in mind you have free will, right? But this person was leading you in a sense to feeling some energies of anxiety, or feeling like overwhelmed, or feeling doubt or instability with your own path. And this could be a person, like I said, that's spiritual themselves. This person could be a friend now for some of you, but for some this also could be an ex or previous love interest or crush that was or is friend zoned as well. So I'm getting, this is the exception. This pile, I feel like it's a mixed bag, and that's why it feels so strong. But we have the words and the cards: reflection, my beloved, and acceptance. There's something about those three cards that I'll read to you very soon, but I wanted to tell you the words: reflection, my beloved, and acceptance. Those three phrases are important. So this situation, as I stated, is a tower moment for you guys, and it has the potential of having you regress if you let it into old habits or belief systems. What will be left when all this falls apart? You'll see if you do decide to walk this path with this person. Towers aren't inherently negative. Towers are just major transformations. I think some towers are great, meaning they actually are meant to fall. This is structures in society, certain thought patterns that are the community, and I almost said comedic, the collective decides to not align with anymore. Those are huge moments, but they're great because they're going to be creating this new progressive timeline for humanity. So I don't think all towers are bad. I just want you to know that this was meant to happen for some reason, and for that reason alone. But there could be other things and factors at play, of course, with the situation, but your spirit team wanted me to recognize and to talk about this. You may have thoughts about this person that are getting you sick or making you feel ill, that are making you go into a lower vibration as well, that you don't want anymore. And this could be a karmic connection that they're talking about here, because it just feels karmic. I'm getting Empress vibes, so I'm getting like a divine feminine, but for some reason I saw it on the right, so the person could also be a feminine on the right, but it's not limited by that at all. I just feel like a royal energy, like this person may have a bloodline that is royal in the sense that they've incarnated in many other lives, and they've done this to you or other people in the past. And I'm hearing Newark, New Jersey, so that's significant to someone here. I'm seeing the number 27. You could be 27 years old, but we have two cards instead of one. Everyone else got one, but you needed two. We have number 12, truth, coming through, that I'll read to you, and number 23, forgiveness. So that's 3 and 5 coming through. Number 12, the eagle proudly surveys its domain from such a high perch that all pertaining to the situation is revealed. The shadows hide nothing from his keen vision. Once you can remove yourself from the muck that lower vibrations keep you in, you can attain a viewpoint that enables you to see the truth of the matter. This card advises you to search for the truth of the situation, regardless of the emotions it brings up. Regardless of that, are you or someone connected to you unconsciously suppressing the truth? Hiding from the truth can only intensify the lesson later on. Wow, how that lines up with this is unbelievable to me. They never fail. Your spirit team never fails here. 23, forgiveness. It has been said forgiveness is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Forgiveness of others, but also forgiveness of self. We are the most critical and judgmental of ourselves. This inner critic does so much more harm than criticism that comes from others. Forgive yourself for trusting others and getting hurt, for not knowing, for not seeing, for not believing. You are human and you are growing and learning. Human perfection is rooted in imperfection. This card indicates the need for forgiveness in the situation asked about. Wow. So I'm just going to leave it there for those two cards. That's very significant. Please rewind if you need to hear that one more time. But I wanted to get into your love messages. We have here reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. I feel like this person is someone that's connected to you on a soul level, but they're dealing currently with some certain fanatical ideations or perceptions of themselves. It's almost like they're puffing their chest out, or something about like this one of the two puffing their chest out and trying to be something bigger than the fact that they're already big as it is. They're trying to be even bigger than big. It's like, I don't know what it is about this energy, but I'm getting like someone who's a little bit egoic or a little bit too deeply entrenched in feeling like they have to exert themselves or put themselves as higher than for some reason, when that's not the goal. That's not truly the goal of humanity and what we're doing here. Okay, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So this is, I feel like, their higher self for the person on the right. I feel like they are recognizing that they're united with you in some ways, because the love that they have is there, but it's something is being manipulated here. This could be manipulated by themselves, meaning they need to come to terms with something and heal, and that's messing with this relationship, or something external is affecting the relationship. This could be someone that they trust as a mentor of some sort, or something about what they're listening to and ingesting and taking in. There's something about them needing to come to terms with that on their own. You're not missing out here. We also have acceptance. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So that is what I have for you guys. I feel like that's the message. That is really what your spirit team wants me to say. Me, Francine, as a reader to you today. There may be other people that have pieces to this puzzle. So please feel free to like this video so that people can see this in the algorithm, so that it can help someone out there. I don't think anything, as I stated in pile 3, is wasted. So please feel free to become a member if you feel like you resonate with my energy. Click join at, I think it's beside the like section, and see what I provide in my memberships. Perhaps you're meant to be here with us. So please feel free to share as well, because I feel like someone out there that you know will resonate with this. I feel like you'll know, and I feel like the person's name could start with a C or an M for some reason. And then also subscribe if you enjoyed this energy exchange. And it also helps me get into more of a flow with the people that are watching, and to specifically cater to the people that are meant to be here long term, or at least here for some time. You know what? I feel like everyone's here for a specific time frame, and it's not limited. So you could be here for just this reading, and that is all that I had to do. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope they enjoyed this energy exchange, and I'll see you hopefully next time. You take care. Bye.